Hello, my name is Sean and I'm with Stumpf Moving Storage, and in this video I'm going to teach you how to professionally pack and protect your hanging clothing for moving. Now, hanging clothing consists of dresses, suits, and even coats, or anything that you don't want to fold up and put into a box. We're going to dive into it in just a second, but before I do, if you guys learned something from this video, if it helped you with your move, please hit that like button for me, because it will help spread this information with other people out there who are preparing for their move and wanting to learn about the moving and storage industry. And while you're at it, subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this. To begin packing your hanging clothing, all we're going to need is a wardrobe box, some packing tape, and a wardrobe bar. Now, this bar will act as a hanger for your clothing when we get to that point. But the first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn the box upside down. We're going to open it up. And we're going to fold the smaller flaps inwards. Just like that. And we'll take our bigger flaps and fold them down. Now, you guys can see I have a gap there. That's the important part of folding the smaller ones in first, because these bigger ones will not leave a gap, as you guys could see. And you know you're doing it right when you could see the label on the bottom of the box. Now we'll take our packing tape and we're going to run 3 strands of tape across the bottom. Now on the back end here, I'm leaving about 3 inches of tape on the side of the box before I start bringing the tape across. You'll see what I'm talking about on the front end. I'm pressing it down smooth as I go. Now I'm going to be bringing that tape down about 3 inches. And here's a neat little mover's trick. We just fold the tape like that, let the sticky side touch, and pull it apart, and the tape breaks easily. And then I will press that down. Now, you might have 3 or 4 inches, but you need this here to help hold the tape in place. And we're going to run 2 more strands the same exact way. Again, we're going to be leaving 3 inches on the back end, pulling it tight. We are overlapping the original piece of tape. You guys can see that really on this end here. Just kind of see what I'm talking about here. We're overlapping. We're going to push that together. See? Just like a 1/2 inch. I made the tape touch itself on the sticky side, and then I'm able to pull it apart nice and easily. That's a really neat mover's trick that not many people know. Now for this last one, again, we're bringing it on the back end about 3 inches. We're going to be overlapping here. You guys can see what I'm talking about. I'm pulling it tight as I go. Smoothing it out, right? Just like that. You guys can see that I'm making a little crease. Again, the sticky side is touching itself, and I'm pulling apart just like that. And I'm going to smooth it out. Now that we have the box all taped up, we're going to go ahead and flip it over, and there actually are handles on wardrobes. These are a little low, but it helps me flip it over. Now, one thing you guys will notice is that wardrobe boxes have a long slit down the side. It's because they open up further so you can load them. We do have to cut a little bit of the box. There's a tab we have to cut. We can rip it, but I'd rather cut it so I don't rip the rest of the box. Now, once we do that, we're going to open this flap, pulling it down. Pull these ones down as well. Now you'll notice these little tabs will pop up here. Okay. Those tabs are going to come in handy in just a second. Now, once we have these flaps down, we're going to go ahead and grab that wardrobe bar that I was talking about earlier. And we're going to set it right inside that flap. That's going to act as your hanger as we begin hanging the clothing. Once the bar's in, we'll turn our focus towards the clothing here. And one by one, I'm going to add each piece. Now, sometimes it's not clothing that we're going to be putting in here like this. We have some decorative towels. They mean enough to this person that they want them hung up. So we're going to make sure we take care of them just like we would anything else. Here we have coats, as I was talking about earlier. And we'll be getting into some dresses here. Now you guys can see here that I'm picking the dress up and over. We don't want it to bunch or snag. I just want to make sure that I get it in there and then I'll let it go. I'll take a longer one here so you guys can see what I'm talking about. So I have 2 in my hands. You could do two at a time, but I'm going to take it and set it in there gently. We don't want to drag over top and then end up pushing it down there. We want to set it in nicely. And here's a really nice gown. We're going to set it in nicely. We are going to try to use as much of this space as possible. We don't want to overload it, because if we overload, the wardrobe bar can end up having too much weight and ripping the box. So we want to make sure that we're cognizant of how much weight we're putting on the bar. Now I'm able to grab as many as possible here. Make sure your hands are clean when you're doing this. You don't want to dirty the clothing that they take all this pride in. So we want to make sure we have clean hands. Or gloves. Gloves will work as well. I think we're coming to the end here. Again, I don't want to overload it, and I have another wardrobe that I can use for the rest of these items. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to seal it up. Again, we're taking smaller sides and folding them in. Move it out a little bit, and we'll fold the big sides in. All right. With it all folded up, we'll go ahead and tape it. We're going to be using our packing tape again in the same exact method. Bring this tape down about 3 or 4 inches. Pull it tight against the box. We're covering the seam first. And then I'm going to go another 3 or 4 inches below on the side. I'm doing that trick right here. I'm folding it, pulling it, pressing it down. When you become proficient with it, when you practice, you guys can get really, really quick. Now we're taking our time here, obviously, because I'm trying to show you guys how to do it professionally, and I want you to understand exactly how it's done. So we're taking a little bit longer than normal. But with that done, the box is sealed. Now there is another thing you guys can do, and I like to do it because there's only a few ways you guys can carry these boxes. So I like to take a strand, just one, and I'll run it around the top. We run this strand here because where we operate in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in the Northeast, it's very hilly, and more often than not, we run into steps. So we don't have the luxury of using two-wheel dollies like a lot of other people throughout the country. Now, if you have that luxury, good for you. But today I'm going to show you guys how we would professionally carry these. And there's 2 ways to do it. The first would be using a hump strap, and the second is by grabbing a hold of the box itself. Now, I'm gonna pick this up and I'm gonna head out to the truck and load it. I have my right knee back and on the ground. I'm putting my hands inside of the flap. That flap there, pulling it forward a little bit, and I'm grabbing the flap and I'm gonna stand up. Just like that. I'm gonna carry it like this. And guys, I'm over 6 foot tall. So this is something that, yes, a tall person can do. It just takes practice. And we're gonna walk out into the hallway and down to the truck. When I'm walking into the hallway, I'm standing straight so that I'm able to make the turn slowly, and then out to the truck I go. Now that's not the only way you can carry a wardrobe box. You can also use a hump strap. And if you don't know what a hump strap is, guys, you could go ahead and click or tap the screen right now and you can see our video all about how to use a hump strap and what they are. And if you need one, you could also find this listed right down there in the description below. Now, all you're gonna do is you're gonna take your hump strap and you throw it around the wardrobe. I like to come down to where the fold is. Now I'm taking a knee. I have the hump strap in my hand. I have it even. I'm going to go ahead and cross it, pull it tight. Now it's in front of my chest. I could do one of two things here. I could hold these separately. I could hold them together. Now not only is this knotted and tight across my chest, I'm also flexing my shoulders out. You guys can see, and I'm pulling the hump strap in the box tight across my back, and I'm going to lift and stand. I'm going to turn. I'm going to walk out to the truck. Now you'll see when I go through this hallway here, I'm going to stand straight up. I'm going to make this turn. I'm walking slowly, making that turn so that I can fit through, and then away to the truck I go. I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope you were able to learn something, and if you did, please hit that like button for me because it will help share this video with other people out there who are looking to learn about the moving industry or need some help with their next move. And while you're at it, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more videos about the moving and storage industry and some helpful hints and tips. And we'll catch you in the next one.